Good afternoon, everyone. Today, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about psychological flexibility. And the way I lured you into potentially listening is what to do when things don't go the way you planned. So, I think we all understand we have these days in our lives, but sometimes we get a little bit caught up in the emotions and the details to see the big picture, and sometimes it's kind of comical the things that we do. So of course, if you've been following me along, you understand I'm doing this well-being challenge. The goal is to walk 20,000 steps every day, do my resistance training, shared my DEXA scan a few days ago, and then repeat it in a month. um, Journaling and is an important piece of this, and also drawing, just the creative element. So that's the bigger piece, mindful movement, and just showing that you can improve your well-being more than just your health, but your mental, your emotional. Well, yesterday I didn't sleep well the night before. The dog, Daisy had surgery, and she woke up my husband and early in the morning, and I just didn't go back to sleep. So I was fatigued, really tired most of the day. So, and it rained a lot later in the afternoon, and I like to go outside. So I did get a morning walk in, which was great. Um, but a lot of work to do, and I had some stuff that was on the deadline. And so my brain was really, it was just trying to put out what I needed to do to get things done. And at the end of the day, I didn't hit my 20,000 steps. I did a little bit of the resistance training. I was excited about that, but I just didn't have it in me to go another, like, I don't know, 9,000 steps. So I hit like close to 11,000, which is fine. But I mean, I was like, man, what am I going to do? I have this completely self-imposed challenge, right? But I felt really bad about that for a moment until I stepped back, and then I reflected on the rest of the day, because there was a lot of things that happened yesterday that didn't go quite the way I planned. It started off when I was getting in my car to run an errand, and my neighbor has a moving truck. And so we have assigned parking lots. We live in a townhome. So if there's assigned parking lots, there's three. He's on one side, we're in the middle, and then there's our another neighbor. Never have issues with this neighbor on this side, but this neighbor decided to park a moving truck there, a big one. And the way he parked it was at an angle, and he kind of, the way he parked it, it was really close to our car. And I'm thinner. And so I went to open the door. I couldn't even shimmy my way in there. It was like 6 inches. So I was like, so I'm like, I'm going to have to do some acrobatics to get in my car so I can go. So I had to crawl in through the passenger side. And it was a great opportunity for me to practice a few things. I have some steps here I'm going to share with you, but there's that. There were some other things, my walk, the rain, the fatigue. And at the end of the day, I was like, this is a great thing to talk about tomorrow. I slept well last night. So, what to do? What should we do? Is there some steps we can do? Not to get emotionally upset and just kind of giggle at the whole circumstance. So, giggling's good. Maybe I should make a shirt. Giggling is good. Anyway, so what did I do yesterday with the car? And I was at least alert enough to do this, was take a breath. That was the first step, right? Pause and reflect and just take a breath, because that's going to be really important, because this really kind of helps clear your mind, calm you down, get you back in the present moment, which is where I need to live, always in the present moment. And then just think about it in perspective and going, Lord, this is no big deal. You just crawl to the front. Now you're on your way. Why am I still living in a few minutes ago? As I'm driving down the street, why am I still upset? I don't know. The next thing would be just kind of assess and understand, right? So evaluate why things didn't work out. It's okay. Why I wasn't able to finish my 10, additional 9,000 steps. I'm confessing that I failed one day in my steps with you guys in the challenge. I will continue the challenge. It doesn't mean I blow it up and not continue. But it's okay to understand why it didn't work out. I didn't sleep well, the weather, and I was very, very busy. So what does that mean? That means we adapt and we adjust. And this allows us to build a few different things, including psychological flexibility, which I speak about a lot in my Psychology of Weight Loss course. It's more than just calories in, calories out, which is very important, but this piece, if we don't get this piece right, it's going to be really hard. We're going to make life much harder than we need to be. we can choose to suffer by still being annoyed with my neighbor as I was driving down the street, or just understand that they probably were in a difficult situation and they had to leave it. Don't know why they didn't park it in the street. I don't know, but it doesn't matter. But the only way I was suffering is because I kept thinking about it. I was choosing to suffer, which is comical. Anyway, so just being adapting and adjusting. Okay, so I didn't get my 20,000 steps in. Is the world going to end? Is it going to change my overall success? No, it's not. And it's okay. So just again, just know it's okay. It's okay. So I'm saying that just as much for you as for myself. The next is if you need to seek support, right? Sometimes some really big things happen and we need to have those people who care about us rally around us and support us. I didn't need that yesterday, but what I needed was time in a sleeping position. That was a thing. And what can I learn from this experience? That again, it's really comical. I began to see more and more often these things that would kind of annoy me. I was like, why am I annoyed? And now I'm getting more and more patient. Not that, hey, universe, I need any more of these situations. I'm here. But anyway, that is something to think about. What can I learn? And when you learn from the experience, you really mitigate or you transmute the annoyance, the discomfort, the whatever emotion you have into a lesson. And then it seems to dissolve itself. And that's really what happened. And this is helping us develop resilience, right? This is really using these experiences in small things to build resilience. So then when something big happens, you have this muscle that you've been utilizing. It'll get easier. And then you just focus on what you can control, right? I did the much walk as I could. I did as much resistance training as I felt good about. And then that was okay. And then maybe you do need to set new goals. If, walking 20,000 steps is too much on certain days, maybe I need to adjust my goal, and that's okay too. I don't think so. I think if I got better sleep, but then again, that's okay. But it's okay to set new goals. It's all good. There really is no race here to win. In our heads there is, but it's really not. And guys, just to maintain a positive attitude. And if it's hard to think positive, just smile like this, even if it's really hard. You can't help, but especially if you just smile at yourself in the mirror, you're gonna giggle because it's hilarious. And once you start laughing, good feeling hormones, you feel better, and the whole day gets better. And then maybe take a nap because that's what I did, like a 15-minute nap, and my brain was able to function a little bit longer. And finally, practice the self-care, and that's what the nap was for me. And be gentle and kind to yourself so that you're gentle and kind with others. And you can choose to make your day difficult, but don't make other days difficult, others around you difficult. Just because you're having a bad day, it doesn't mean that others need to be pulled into the drama of whatever's going on in your mind. So if we can provide a little self-compassion and compassion for others who happen to be in our way in a bad mood, just remember you would want them to treat you kindly as well, should they be having the same kind of day you had. So anyway, I hope that was, if anything, comical relief. You can imagine me climbing over from the passenger side, trying to get in to the driver's side. Luckily, I've been working on my flexibility lately. I didn't hurt myself too bad. But anyway, so that was my hope, and that was my learning, my lesson. I was like, well, I'm going to share this with you guys. And then, so I'm going to put the link below. A few things that we have. We have the Hypertension Summit that is free. Check it out. I interviewed almost 40 different experts, and it was really fun to do. I'm very excited about how it turned out. I'll be doing a hypertension masterclass associated with this as well. And I'm also going to put a link to the Psychology of Weight Loss course that I created, and we'll have monthly coaching, and you have lifetime access to the coaching as long as you need it, and as long as I'm physically able to provide those, which I hope is long term. So again, thank you for always listening, and if anything, putting up with my shenanigans. So I appreciate you guys, and I'm always giving you love, joy, peace, harmony, and abundance, and healing, and all the good things, because you deserve it, because you are not only a human, but a human being, and that is a sacred piece of you. So thank you for being here. I appreciate all of you, and have a rest of your day. Be a blessed day. All right. I'll update the links. If you're on Instagram, it's in my bio, and YouTube and Facebook, I'll update the links. Okay. Have a good rest of your day, everyone.